Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday morning, March 28th. We are looking at window traders market profile of the ES and NQ. Last day of the month, quarter. Market with a decent quarter so far, especially for the ES and the NQ. Emotional trading has ruled this week, I can tell you that much. Yesterday we went out with a very vicious price spike again in ES to the upside. Very, very, very tight overnight, okay? Right now, it's a 7-point range. So I know there's 70 minutes to go prior to the opening, but if they don't extend this, very good chance we can get both sides of the overnight, okay? We did that yesterday for the 11th time out of 60 days. NQ, even though they pushed up hard, that sell tail was just too large. We were speaking in the room last night. In the afternoon. I was not surprised ES took out both sides. ES's range was very small up to that point, so no surprise they took out both sides of the IB again. NQ's sell tail was just too much to overcome, so I'm not surprised they did not. Righty closed up on the daily. Look at that. Came out of balance to the daily. So now we're going to see what they do with that. They are balanced on the weekly still. We'll recap all of these charts tonight. We'll give the rundown for the quarter on the video tonight. So they're attempting to push higher now. Very nice price probe they had, and they had a double distribution day that held. Okay? So Righty is trying. Remember, Righty is the big-time laggard. They're nowhere near their all-time highs. Okay? ES is very close. NQ is not that far off. The most positive response is for the bulls to open above A's high in ES. Right? That's the base of the price probe, price spike. Remember yesterday, they didn't come anywhere near opening there. They opened way above it. Right? They opened way above it up here, almost gapped higher, only to take it all back and spend the whole day, a good part of the day, down there. So the emotional trading continues. So the most positive response is to open above the base of the price probe or spike. Right now we're looking like we're going to do that. We have a 22 wide overnight POC. So I'd be kind of surprised if we don't trade at that at some point this morning. Above yesterday's high is the all-time high. Balance rules will be in effect on the daily. I'm using that as my balance high. The monthly and weekly are very healthy, but for me, the daily is still in balance. So that's going to be my balance high. NQ, on the other hand, they still have to take back the rest of this sell tail to get going and get yesterday's high. Now, odds are we're going to open with higher value. So that'll be in the bull's corner. Yes, the overnight is going to be short. But again, that's context. Is it really short, or is it just some of these longs getting out? Right? That's where context is huge. So as far as a game plan, we talk about front running overnight highs and lows. Now, again, we have 70 minutes, so a lot can change. But if the overnight high is here, or actually a little bit above yesterday's high, it's not a bad risk-reward short the first time. Now, it depends where it is. If it's here, I would use yesterday's high as my out. If the overnight high is above yesterday's high, now it depends on how high it is. If it's around 17, 18, I probably would take the heat up to the all-time high because that's the balance high. If it's only around 12 or 13, then I would only use a point or two above it to get out and then maybe try again at the balance high on the short. Okay? If we gap higher in the next 70 minutes, again, gaps have not held to the upside. But if we get the overnight high and then we come back in, fill the gap, then it's a good risk-reward long against the overnight low. These are all fluid trades early in the day that we are speaking about once I get on the mic at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time every day. All right, so keep that in mind. Now, NQ, same thing. You could front run the overnight high, but I'd only use a certain amount of points above that. You're not going to take the risk to yesterday's high. That's for sure. Their overnight low is also a very good risk-reward long because it's right above value high. And right below it, back into value, then I would get out. Because any acceptance into value, you'll go trade at that 11 wide point of control. And then on the chart, again, we'll recap all three of these indices tonight. So there's a possibility of an inside day. Possibility. We'll see. Inside week, I'm sorry. But whether it's an inside week or we do take out last week's high, the weekly's still up. An inside week does not stop that. So again, the weekly is just incredibly strong in the S&P. And the daily, some people might call it up today, and that's fine. I'm calling it a 5-day balance. So the all-time high is my balance high. Good luck trading today. Thank you very much for liking and subscribing to this channel. And we'll recap the day, the week, and the quarter at 4 p.m.